Okay, we've got to talk about this amazing new footage of dragon UFOs captured at this air show with this modified 737. It's great footage, so let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, please share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, if you missed it, there's actually been several dragon UFOs in this footage, and we're going to go over the enhancements and the slowdowns where you can actually see at least one or two of these vehicles going behind this 737, clearly demonstrating that it's not a bird or a bug, and they're going incredibly fast, and it's really weird. These interesting UFOs discovered by Dr. Robert Shipe, who was the one who sent me this footage, although of course he's not the one that took this video, but these little dragon UFOs, he calls them dragons because at first he thought they were dragon flies, but then he quickly discovered they are anything but. They are UFOs, tiny little UFOs that move so fast the eye can sometimes barely see them. Sometimes you have to have slow down footage and actually go frame by frame to see them. And he has made these interpolations of these videos where you can see these objects moving at incredible rates of speed, breaking the sound barrier without creating a sonic boom, again, going more or less faster than the eye can see, to where you can barely see them, and they will buzz basically any airborne object over 150 feet. So, okay, let's go over the enhancements of this footage. Okay, here is a high contrast enhancement of it, where you can see one of these objects going behind the vehicle, behind the plane, and we'll actually get to, and there you can see it going directly behind the plane, clearly showing that it's not a bug or a bird, because again, look how fast it is going. If it were a bug or a bird going close to the camera, you could make an argument for it being, it would give the illusion of going very, very fast, but that's not what's happening here. We are looking at something going incredibly fast. There you can clearly see the dragon UFO going behind the wing of the plane and then appearing out the other side. So again, clearly not a bug or a bird. And also you can note the wings on these objects. They do have wings. It is, you can't see it. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it in that footage a little bit. These things do seem to have appendages of some sort. It's unclear if those are actually moving appendages or if they are some sort of force field or, blurring effect caused by that. We don't know. Let's go over that again. And you can see there are several of them. There's the one that goes behind the wing. And here's the high contrast of a different object. There we go. Look at that going. I know my head is blocking off some of the lower part of the screen, but you can clearly see it going behind that wing right there. And here it is in full motion. You can see how fast these objects move. You can't even really, unless you're looking for them. And that was that one. I don't know if that was a bug or a bird. Could have been close to the screen. But look at some of these objects if you can find them. They are very hard to see with the naked eye. Even when you're watching the raw video, you can barely see them. You can only see them in the slowed down footage because they are that fast. Okay, let's watch again. Let's see if we can see these objects with our naked eye going behind this plane. Now, there are some other objects moving across our field of view that probably are bugs or birds. This camera, of course, was on the ground, and so it's going to pick some of that up. But we're not interested in those. We're interested in the ones that are going behind the plane and that do seem to be genuine dragon UFOs. Yeah, that's what a bird looks like. So yeah, it's good to have that point of reference. Let's see if we can identify any dragons without the slowed down enhancements in high contrast versions. It's a pretty day. Nice air show. Yep, was that one? All right, let's see. See that again. There we go. You see how fast that thing is moving? That was the thing that was going behind the wing. You can see how incredibly fast it's moving. Let's see that again. Look at that. These things are amazingly, amazingly fast. Here's another one coming up. There it is. Now, you know, that didn't go behind the plane. So again, that's impossible to tell for sure that that was a dragon. The ones that are the most compelling are the ones that go behind the plane, so you can really judge the distance better. Anyway, I will link to this video and you can watch it and see what you can pick out at your leisure if you're a tech person that can really dig into this sort of footage and who can analyze, what's what. Let me know your findings. And if you, have any footage yourself that you've analyzed or would like to analyze, I would love to know what you are able to come up with, because this is an amazing aspect of the phenomenon. If this is indeed a legitimate part of the UFO phenomenon, and it really seems to be, based on compelling videos like this. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you are aware of other research being done on this, again, let me know. I know there are some other people starting to take up the challenge of the dragon UFOs. I think Courtney Brown, the remote viewer, is on this, and there seem to be maybe a couple of others. But this is an important aspect, and a hugely important aspect of the UFO phenomenon. Because, again, if UFOs are buzzing, constantly buzzing, any airborne object that hints to the overwhelming presence of the UFO phenomenon. And, we can kind of see that by the number of abductions that seem to occur based on the Roper poll done in the 90s by John Mack, Bud Hopkins, and David Jacobs, with later information supplied by David Jacobs. It looks like somewhere between 2 and 5% of the world populace is being abducted. Most of those continuously, week by week, month by month, throughout their lives. That's a massive, overwhelming involvement of the UFO phenomenon with humans, and they are hardly ever caught. And, no wonder, right? They can manipulate people's minds. They can conceal themselves. They can walk through walls, take people to other dimensions. But it does, strongly suggest that the UFO phenomenon has a very high level of interest in humanity. They are not here, for no reason. They are not here for reasons that don't concern humanity. They probably have other interests as well, but we are certainly one of them. And this UFO footage, this phenomenon, this dragon phenomenon, hints at that as well. Because again, if they are buzzing any airborne object, they're clearly interested in us. However, Robert Shipe does hasten to add that it's not just human vehicles that they will buzz. They will buzz birds, they'll buzz balloons, they'll buzz pretty much anything in the sky. Okay, let's go over that again. I realized I'm superimposed over myself right now, but after watching the video, I realized it needed a little bit more. Because we're seeing so many bugs and birds in this footage that I think it's important to differentiate between the bugs and birds and the legitimate UFOs, or what I believe are probably legitimate UFOs. So, let me know what you think, but let's go over the actual dragons again. Here we go. All right. There we go. Right there. Okay, so that was, you can see how fast that object was going, right? Look at that. Look at that. Super fast. Super fast. Again and again. Okay, so just so you can see it. Okay, so, and of course there's the other one that goes behind the fuselage. But, we've seen so many bugs and birds in this video that appear to be going very fast because they're so close to the camera. But this is clearly not a bug. You wouldn't be able to see it this high. You could probably see a bird this high, but it wouldn't look like it was going this fast, this far from the plane. Again, look how fast this object moves. So, yeah. Hang on just a moment. There we go. So you can see how fast this thing goes. I would love it if this were like in widescreen, so you could, really judge how what the distance it's going and really measure how fast it's going. Although some of you guys might be really good at this sort of thing and this sort of analysis and be able to determine just based on this, half second of footage, how fast this object is going. And if you, let's just say that it's around the distance that the plane is at. And, the plane is, yay high, whatever that is, if you can guesstimate how high that is, and, go from there, just, use the plane as the measurement, and then judge the distance that the object is traveling behind the plane. If you guys are good at that, I would love to see your breakdown on that. But yeah, you can see how fast that object is going. I don't believe a bird would look like it was going as fast if it were that close to the plane. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments below. And and here is that object again in high contrast, clearly going behind the plane. And here it is slowed down. That's the one going behind the fuselage. So there's the two objects there, right? There's the one going behind the wing and the one going behind the fuselage. And again, I would love some more corroboration. I wish this was filmed from multiple angles. And I wish that we could get an accurate distance from the camera to this object to really tell how far away it is and how fast it's going. But, we have the footage that we have, and I encourage all of you to go and take your own videos or analyze videos that already exist to see what you can determine. But I am really persuaded that this is very likely a real phenomenon, this dragon UFO phenomenon. And we need more research done on this, because if this is a legitimate phenomenon, then it really does, again, hint at the massive, overwhelming presence of UFOs on Earth and their interaction with us and apparently airborne objects. So, a hugely important part of the phenomenon and an important area of research for those of you motivated to do it. So, yeah, I'm putting out the call, as Dr. Robert Shipe has as well, getting more eyes on this and more hands on this, to see what this phenomenon is. But yeah, so let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. If you want to check out Robert's YouTube page, it's called Custodian File, and I will link to it below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, please consider grabbing a t-shirt or a coffee mug. See the merch store below, or become a channel member, because channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.